welcome back. Party over here. You have a what? Wanda screams through the phone. A date for the party. Cancel it. You don't tell me what to do. Who on earth could it be? James Harvey. I invited him to the damn party. He didn't tell you? No, he didn't. Well, everything's already been set up. We're picking you up in the limo, and he's not getting in it. I don't understand what the problem is. You wouldn't. Hold on a minute. Silence. Wanda? Silence. There, I just texted him. He sent me a smiley face and said he understands. He'll see you at the party. So there. They got something up their sleeve. I buy a purple pencil skirt and an orange top that goes with it. I've decided to show it all and be daring since it's my party. I can honestly say I don't want to lose another inch. I like being size 12. I also get my makeup professionally done. I look like a better version of myself, and I like it. My brand new beautician insists on adding a fun bun piled on the crown of my head, and I love it. It's like a free facelift. At first, I chose pearls, but I forgot that Michael gave them to me, and if he shows up, which I'm sure he will, I don't want him to recognize them. I scoured through one of my old jewelry boxes and noticed a pair of purple, orange, and green rhinestone earrings that are so long they almost hit my collarbone. I bought them at a street fair in New York eons ago. Oh, why not? It's my birthday. To be safe, I opt for orange pumps that I know I can at least walk in. I can always kick them off if I dance. Beep, beep. Wanda's right on time, of course. I run out to the limousine, grabbing the purple velvet stole I haven't had an occasion to wear in forever. And pray there are no moth holes in it. Well, you certainly look lovely tonight, the driver says. He's about 70-ish and is striking in an odd way. His name tag says Sheldon. Thank you very much, Mr. Sheldon. And I get in after he opens the door. Happy birthday, huzzy, she says, nuzzling me with a cheek-to-cheek kiss. Thank you, Wanda, for everything. Think nothing of it. You sure clean up good. Side-eye. Wanda says, giving me the up and down and around and around. You don't look so poorly yourself, I say. She's in black, which is what Wanda thinks is appropriate for every occasion after dark. Where's Nelson? He's playing host, greeting everybody to make sure they're all there. We've got time. What's that supposed to mean? Well, we have one stop to make first. Really? Yes, and don't ask. Why is your car in the driveway? Because I'm painting in the garage. Did you finally finish painting that stool? I did. Hallelujah. I can't wait to see it. You probably won't like it. You don't know that. My taste is changing. In fact, when Nelson and I moved to Palm Springs, we're leaving everything in the house. Seriously? You heard what I just said, didn't you? But why? Because it's old and outdated, and our condo is new and bright and open, and we don't want it to look like a morgue. And they've got some great furniture stores in Palm Desert and Palm Spring, which you may not know are sisters. I think I do. I think this is so cool, Wanda. But what are you guys going to do with your house? Nothing. We're not putting it on the market, that's for sure. We'll let it sit there until we decide. Okay. Well, everybody's going to be there tonight, she says and claps her white gloved hand. And I do mean everybody. Don't make me freak out, Wanda, and please don't embarrass me. I don't do that, and you know it. So, where is this party? None of your business. Now just relax. Why are we going this way? I ask when I look out the window and realize we're on a residential street and I know who lives on it. I cut my eyes at Wanda, But then I realized it's my birthday celebration and today isn't the appropriate time to be a bitch. And out come Violet and Velvet. I didn't know she was coming with Mrs. Thang. They're both sparkling. Their breasts would be visible to a blind person. Violet's in a civil sequin, and Velvet's dress is hot pink lame. I feel like I'm dressed more for an expensive dinner compared to these two sexy hussies. Sheldon opens the door, and Violet enters first, almost wailing, "Happy birthday, baby!" And then Velvet gives me a smooch on the cheek after flipping 50 of the 200 blonde braids over her shoulder and says, "Happy birthday, Auntie." And I'm suddenly touched. Thank you, ladies. You both look very pretty, almost like sisters instead of mother and daughters. Y'all, she in the car with Violet, who slept with They bump fists. Wanda calls Nelson on her cell phone. "We'll be pulling up in less than 5 minutes," she says. "Georgia, almost everybody knows you already know about the party, but when they yell surprise, just act surprised, okay?" "Okay. But we do have some real surprises in store." "I can only imagine," I say and thump her head, then bend over and press my forehead against her cheek. "Thank you." Minutes later, Violet yells, "We're here!" Velvet claps like she's at a basketball game. "I know this country club. Niles brought me here right before we parted the sea of marriage. I knew that Wanda and Nelson were going to go all out, which is precisely why she kept it a secret. She knew I would have tried to talk her out of it, and I probably would have. I'm almost afraid to walk in." And then she exhales, looks over at me. "We're going to rock your birthday, girl, so get ready to have some fun. I love your ass, and even though you'll hear more from me later, I want to take this opportunity to tell you privately, up close and personal, that at age 55, your party is just getting started, baby. I think you know that already, but I want you to know that we celebrate you because you're on a brand new journey." Excuse me. "And I'm enjoying watching how you're continuing to improve your life and make changes some of us wouldn't dream of doing at our age. I'm proud as hell of you and proud to be your friend, your sister. Now let's go party and tear the roof off this sucker." I smack her for making me lose it. Mr. Sheldon opens my door first and says, "Happy birthday, Miss Georgia. You must be celebrating your 40th. And he squeezes my shoulder like my father would. Wanda, of course, is already out of the car, almost bouncing, waiting for me to come around. And when I do, she grabs my hand and almost drags me to the double doors. After she taps on one, both open, and standing there are at least 100 people who scream, "Surprise!" And I lose it again. I knew I shouldn't have gotten these freaking individual lashes because when I go to wipe my eyes, I feel that heart and glue scratch. I am gang hugged by almost everybody in here, including people I know and don't even think I know. My mother and her husband and my daughters without husbands squeeze me so hard I have to sit down at what is apparently my table in front of the entire room on a platform, which makes me feel like I'm on a float at the Rose Parade, and behind me is a huge screen, which terrifies me. I'm pretty sure it's going to be testimonials of people lying about why they like me, but I hope and pray there are no baby pictures or photos of me from high school or college or when I was in my 20s or 30s. If Wanda did this, I'm going to kick her ass after this party. I don't want to be reminded of what I used to look like because I look the way I'm supposed to look right now. The place is beautiful, of course, and what a view. The tables could have come out of a magazine. The band is playing Shaka Khan Once You Get Started, and it appears that this is a rainbow coalition in here, and I love it. When the music stops, Wanda walks over to the podium and dings her wine glass to get everyone's attention. Oh Lord, please, not a speech. If so, I'm going to slide under this table. I'm already feeling lonely up in here, and I wish she hadn't put me on a pedestal. I wish I had a husband sitting next to me, squeezing my hand, nodding at my guest while wrapping his legs around mine under the table behind this tablecloth. But it's just me. Welcome, everyone, to Georgia's 55th birthday celebration. We don't need to lie about our age, and my BFF for the past 35 years certainly doesn't. And I say she looks good. Applause. I'm so embarrassed I hold my head down, then I remember I have an audience. So I smile and hold my head up high. I almost feel like waving, like I'm indeed in a parade on a float, and I'm the homecoming queen. But then I look out. In the middle of this sea of people, I see a man. A white man. A handsome white man. Mixed with gray hair and mustache smiling at me. He reminds me of one of those guys on a See Alice commercial. And I swear he looks just like OMG. It's Stanley. I feel like I'm sliding off this chair under the table, but I'm not. I cannot move. What is he doing here? And how did he find me? I turn to look over at Wanda, and she's winking at me and slowly nodding her head. So apparently Stanley is my surprise. I turn back to peer out at him, and he waves, then gives me a thumbs up. What in the world am I supposed to do? I wave back like an intermittent windshield wiper, and I'm embarrassed but don't know why. And then my daughters and my mom and the entire front row of tables turn to see who I'm waving at. And Stanley smiles and nods and winks at them, and they all wink at me. And then I check out Wanda, and she's smiling like the Cheshire Cat. What a sneaky little bitch. So to help Miss Thang celebrate, we're first going to watch a video of your family, close and not so close friends, and a few long lost friends expressing why they love and care about you and what they wish for you on your 55th year of life. This will only take about 15 minutes tops because I gave everybody 60 seconds, and of course a few had to go over. You know who you are, but dinner will be served immediately afterwards. So start working on your buzz, everybody, because dancing is coming up next. She turns to the screen and says, "Roll 'em." I look back out into the audience, and Stanley is staring at me. Michael is staring at me. Niles is staring at me. Grover Sr. and my mother are smiling at me. And right next to them is Dolly, who I almost didn't recognize. She cleans up well, waving like she hasn't seen me in years, and two grown men in white shirts and ties who must be her sons, all giving me a thumbs up. Grover Jr. is holding Sandra Lee's hand and grinning. Grover III is already whispering something in Velvet's ear, and she's blushing. Violet is sitting next to and flirting with Richard the jerk, which tells me that Wanda never told Nelson what he said, but it's all good. And there's Naomi pointing at Macy and hunching her shoulders and holding her palms up. I spot James Harvey, who just winks at me and smiles because he figures it's all out by now. Wanda seems to have missed her calling because she would make a great private investigator. And is that Lily? Yes, it is. Sitting at a table farther back with Marina and Mercury and the rest of my staff. And that looks like Mona. No. I thought she said she couldn't hang, but she's hanging tonight. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's happy. I'm happy. Although I'm wondering if there are any more blasts from my past seated at the back tables. I listen to all the reasons that people like me, and in some cases, love and respect me. Marina is the most hilarious because she tells how much fun we had getting drunk together, as if we did this on a regular basis. My mom is as sentimental as ever. Let me say that again. My mom is as sentimental as ever. Same with the daughters. And then Violet tells how much she admires and respects me and that she's done a few things to violate my trust and how she hopes I will forgive her. Of course I do. She's my fucking BFF. Okay. And then up comes the exes. Oh no. Michael just says how glad he was to have spent 6 years of his life with me, even though it was only 5. And his daughter is lucky to have such a great mother. Niles pretty much says the same thing. And then to my surprise, there's Stanley on the screen, who says that he and I were good friends in college and are in the process of rekindling our friendship, and how proud he is of all that I've accomplished, and that he hopes I remember him, because he sure hasn't forgotten me. Even though I'm up on this stage, it's impossible to hide the fact that I'm blushing. And then he winks, and he gets some serious applause. What exactly is going on here? What I remember most about Stanley happened under the covers, and that was a one-shot deal. Well, it was really quite a few shots since I didn't go home for 72 hours. And I lied to Wanda. Stanley made my heart swell, but it was my little secret. I look out at him now, and he's looking back at me with the same smirk Ryan Gosling had in Drive. And I suddenly feel like someone needs to open a window, and fast. When I finally hear Wanda's testimonial, she pretty much says this. Georgia, I know you're probably wishing this party was over because you're good at doing for others, but you have yet to figure out how to accept, or should I say receive. Except tonight you don't have a choice. I have loved being your friend, your sister, your confidant all these years, and want you to know how much I respect your bravery, your sense of delight and fearlessness about life. You're not getting older. You're just about to reach your next plateau. I know the word. Okay. You inspire me. Continue taking risks. Take that freaking train ride you've been postponing for too long. And Nelson and I hope that when you finally disembark, you get off at the right stop. Happy birthday, sis. P.S. I went over the time limit. The room is all laughter and applause and good spirits and even tissue zigzagging across cheeks. Plates start being set on tables, and there's not a dry chicken breast in sight. I walk down the 3 steps and out into the room to accept hug after hug and see Stanley standing there on the sidelines, waiting patiently for his turn. Okay, that's the end of this chapter. It was really cute. And Stanley was the surprise of the party? The white boy? Is that what you're going to end up with? I don't know. But she forgave Violet. Violet apologized. Kind of, sort of. But she forgave her. So they are still BFFs. I guess that's just how they get down. Okay, I'll see you in the next chapter. Bye.